Alright everybody, we're going to do another little experiment with my water. This one won't be too complicated, and it's not going to be a very long video. You will see I have one vial there. I've tested for the pH. I have a pH of about 7.2. When I did my video the other day about my water degassing as I took it upstairs and losing some of the dissolved CO2 and my pH rose, someone suggested that I try doing the same thing with my tap water. I suggest that to other people all the time. It's always a good idea to check your tap water by doing a pH test, letting it sit overnight, and then checking it again. If you've got elevated CO2 levels in your water, your pH will rise a little or a lot depending on how much CO2 is in there and how much it has to degas. So I have fairly stable water. I do a lot to it before it gets to my tap, so I do believe it is a very stable water. So we've got 7.2 right now. Most of my tanks sit at 7.3. So we're going to let this jug of water go sit over in the fish room where it would be next to one of my tanks. I'm not worried about an air stone. I'm not worried about circulating water. We're not worried about incorporating air. We're only talking about degassing any excess CO2, and that will happen just fine in that small container right there. I'll just put it somewhere where there's plenty of air circulation, and that will tell us. So I will be back tomorrow. After 24 hours, we will do another pH test, and that should tell us quite a lot. Alright everybody, the moment of truth has come. Just so you know where I set this is on top of my currently empty 40 breeder, and I do generally keep a fan up near the ceiling blowing around just to keep the air in the room circulating. So that is a good place to give it a nice homogeneous blend of the various gases that are in the basement down here, and we should get a nice even degassing if indeed we were going to get any at all. So let's go over to my testing station and find out what's going on. Alright, here we are. I have run another test of my pH from the sink. My tap water, I've mentioned before, you cannot just let a test sit overnight. The colors will continue to change. So I did another test. We got the same pH as we did yesterday, right around 7.2 or thereabouts. And I'm going to attempt to go ahead and get a sample of this water one-handed while I can. I always like to give it a rinse to rinse away any other water that's going to be in there. And then let's see if I can't do this while filming. Close enough for pH. So this should turn more or less the same color blue if I'm not mistaken. So there you have it. There is a very, very slight difference in coloration, but not a lot. The pH did go up ever so slightly. I would say it went from the 7.2 to 7.3, which is about what I expected it to do, which is what it always does. So there you have it. This has been a long time since I've done one of these tests, and it is still coming out pretty much spot on the way I expected it to. So I do indeed have very stable water, and when I make statements like that, I'm not just blowing smoke. I actually do know what I'm talking about. I test my water regularly, and I do a lot of stuff to my water to make sure it is exactly the way I want it to be. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little experiment. There's plenty more to come. I'm still going to do some more stuff with the CO2, so stay tuned for that. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do so. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you on the next one.